So, you guys remember that mother who is using her child for money and clout, Kris Warnock? Well, I made a video on her at the beginning of this month, February 6th, 2020, and I don't want to use her child as ammunition in this fight, and I don't want to use her child as content like she does because I think it's disgusting. But I need to talk about the mother again and her insane rant on my video. So apparently somebody sent her the video and she decided to go a little bit squirrely, and that's when somebody else, forgotten ones, actually responded. I left the comment alone because I knew that this is where it was going to go. Similar to the JR Scotty situation, I decided I don't want to repeat of last time. So she commented saying, I actually took the time to watch this video all the way through, and I have so many things that I would love to say in response. However, I'd prefer just to speak with you personally, which sounds fine, but it gets a lot worse. She says, I'm sorry that this is the way that you view this. I appreciate your factual and informative video, and I'd like you to take that into account as well for later. Factual and informative video. And I have all the screenshots, by the way. But she says, and I feel like this would be an opportunity to help you better understand this side of social media rather than attacking a mother doing the only thing she can. So she decides to play victim here despite her child's conditions, right? If you want to watch my original video, you absolutely can. I'm not going to show the child in this video. She says, I'm not asking for your pity. I'm just saying that this is hard enough, and I really don't feel like I've done anything or asked anyone for anything that would warrant this treatment of me and my family. Everyone uses social media. And it continues for about 15 more screenshots worth of text, so bear with me all the way to the end, please. Why can't we use social media? Because he has a terminal prognosis. He's going to be 5 this year. How many years should we wait before we decide to just go ahead and live our lives? Well, probably when they diagnosed him and said, this child's going to suffer for the rest of his existence. Um, you know, do you guys want to broadcast that for social media? You probably should have skipped that part. How many years should we wait before we decide to try to give him something other than 4 walls to stare at? It's very obvious that his body will not allow him to do many of the things that he should be able to do, so I'm curious, what do you propose? Rewatch my video and you'll know exactly what I proposed. I also want to extend my condolences. I'm sorry for the loss of your mother. I'm sorry for the lack of control in this situation. I'm sorry for how that made you feel, and I understand because I went through the same thing with both of my parents, and now I'm going through it with my son. And she continues, it's very hard when we have to lose somebody that we care about and there's nothing we can do in the meantime. Sometimes speeding things up is the most humane thing that you could possibly do. Speeding up the process is actually a very callous and cold suggestion. No, it's not. We put down animals who are sick. If my bird becomes terminally ill for some reason, she's going to have to be put down. If family members become terminally ill, they're going to have to be put down. If I become terminally ill, I expect people to put me out of my misery, right? Just like anybody else probably would want. You clearly don't understand the laws and regulations involved when it comes to a child, and I promise you that you would have regretted it either way if she went quickly or not. Absolutely. Yes, my mom dying was horrible, but if she would have went quicker, she would have suffered less. Yes, the blow on me would have been a little bit worse. Absolutely. I had time to process things, 8, 9 months to process things. And then she passed away. Absolutely. Would I have rathered her die instantaneously? 100%. Nobody deserves to suffer, and you prolonging somebody's suffering is absolutely inhumane. It's disgusting. Loss is hard. You can find me here on my channel, or you can message me on Facebook. Clearly, you know how to get a hold of me, despite the fact that my main account is now banned. Good. At least somebody else has acknowledged the fact that you shouldn't have social media and be able to broadcast your child's illness like this. Disgusting. I would appreciate an opportunity to talk to you further, as you seem like a smart young man that could just use a little bit of compassionate information. Right. So, and I read it and I was like, you know what? I can already feel where this is going. If she's so calloused to put the child up on the internet, despite all of his conditions and stuff, and, blast his suffering for everybody, I knew that she wasn't going to be unreasonable to deal with. So I left it alone. I said, you know what? I'm not going to respond to this. I made my peace. I said my part. She said her part. Well, let's just leave it at that. Right. But somebody else jumped in, obviously forgotten ones, who has helped me with videos in the past, right? We talk and whatever, and said hello on the second half of Backs in Action, which sounds weird, but whatever. We work on the channel together. They help me with ideas, etc., etc. So let's just jump into this, okay? I'm the one who's actually okayed the video and brought up the topic, as I have a serious hate for the mother of Adalia Rose. Adalia? And for those of you guys who don't know, Adalia Rose is the one, I don't remember her condition that she had, but she was very, very sick. She looked really weird growing up, and she was very small as well. Her mother actually put her all over social media and made a bag off her, and then she dies. Right? Like, it's absolutely disgusting. The mother blasts her all over social media, makes a fat bag. The daughter dies. Now where's the mother now? It's absolutely disgusting. There's been a memorial post on Adelia's Facebook or on her YouTube channel for so long, I believe since January 15th or something, that hasn't even gone live, and people are like, what the heck is going on, right? So it's disgusting. These people will use their children's suffering for clout, and then here we are, right? Now Adelia is dead, and her life was, she didn't deserve that. Continuing on with the comment though, and your TikTok brought up a lot of the hatred I have for that mother, and I definitely used you to vent that frustration I had for Adelia's mother, as I was too young to fight for Adelia Rose. I will not talk to you privately, as I view this as a serious issue that needs to be aired, and that we as a society need to stop plastering children who cannot give consent to be filmed, which is absolutely true. And I had the same conversation about the Ace family's children and family channels in general. Those children don't consent to be in those videos. Those children don't want to be in those videos. Those children don't deserve the suffering and the pain that's caused by being chronically online. And here is a parent with a disabled child who is forcing that child to be online for everybody else, chronically online for everybody else to watch the suffering and the absolute carnage that is that poor child's life. Continuing with these screenshots, there's a lot, so please bear with me. Let me catch up to where I am. Who cannot consent to be filmed? You're absolutely able to live your life, and your life is absolutely yours to give. In no way is filming your child giving him more than four walls to look at. You're giving us a monkey in a zoo to look at, and I completely agree. This is this child's life is meant to be a showpiece for social media. It's a different story if you're like, hey, look at this ventilator that, it comes with my child's condition, or, hey, look at these scissors we use to trim the bandages off. And here is our medical glasses required for this child so he can see, etc., etc., right? Obviously, that's, hypothetical stuff, but you get the point, right? Difference is, instead, we're seeing this poor child struggle to breathe every second of his life, and it is just so unnerving that I had to actually block her after my video because I don't want to see it anymore. Right? I don't want to see the live streams where he's breathing in a ventilator, and it's just absolutely disgusting that somebody would think that this is okay to film for social media. Anyways, let's continue with these comments because there's so many to get through here. I have Stickler syndrome. My entire connective tissue in my body is disappearing, and I have 14 eye conditions because of it. Now, I, as a child, would have zero qualms about filming my childhood and growing up, but that's because I can give consent. I'm deeply sorry about your future loss and the pain watching your child pass in real time, and that is pain and tragedy I pray that I never have to experience. But you're using this platform to turn yourself into a martyr or a saint is disgusting, in my opinion. This is all about consent. Parents have to stop using their children as props, whether you intend to or not. Your child is not giving consent. Again, this last couple years have been very big on consent, and I think if anything, we really need to focus on this area as well, because there's a lot of stuff going completely unmanaged and unlooked after, right? Children in Hollywood have to go through tons of stuff, and there's a whole bunch of steps for child actors, right? Because a lot of them come out extremely messed up. There's nothing for social media. These parents can get away with anything, and I'm not saying cancel them. I'm not saying they don't deserve to have a large platform. If you're raising awareness, etc., sure, do it in a way that's not exploiting child labor, right? And that's basically is my opinion on that. Forgotten Ones then continues and says, and any response that you have is immediately invalidated by the fact that the child can't give consent if you want to show the medical equipment or discuss. And it's cut off here because it's screenshots, right? And I can't actually go back because Kris actually deleted all of her comments. So she's obviously wants to hide that from the world, but congratulations, lady. This is the internet and it's there forever. Kris then says, and I'm not sure who this random person responding to me is, but I'm not addressing you. I'm speaking to the creator of this video, who hopefully knows the difference between privately and personally. I'm sorry, friend, but they are literally two different words with entirely different meanings. And of course, condescending, attacking behavior, right? When you get called out, of course, defense mode is activated. And when I say I would prefer to speak with someone personally after they choose to attack me, I mean I want to talk directly to this individual and thank you for making your presence known because my attorneys will be looking at you too. And of course, straight to the attorneys. Obviously, you can't do anything. First of all, I'm in Canada. Second of all, at the very beginning of this, you said that I was educated and informative and aware of the situation. So there's nothing slanderous about what I said. I stated facts, opinions, and my general idea of what's going on. Sure, some of it might not be exactly perfect, but it's all opinion based, and my opinion is mine, and I'm legally, I think, per the First Amendment or Second Amendment, I'm allowed to speak freely in the US, and I'm in Canada, so good luck with your lawsuit. You don't get to treat people this way and get away with it. Maybe this is okay over on TikTok where people can harass others as much as they can and get away with it. But once you take it upon yourself to use your time to make videos that could damage my family's reputation, well, according to the law firm I've hired, that's libel. So, again, good luck with your lawsuit. I'm actually a Canadian citizen, born and raised Canadian. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. True, you get the point, right? Yeah. So, anyways, personally, I felt bad doing that to a young man's life and thought maybe we should chat first and see if perhaps whether or not you could understand why this is not appropriate. You again cannot treat people this way and expect no consequences. Again, using the big creators mentality, I'm going to get a lawyer, I'm better than you, etc., etc. These people get extremely bloated heads, especially when they're abusing and using people for their own gain. And I mean, do I blame her? Yeah, I do blame her. Okay, you thought for 1 second that I was going to say, no, I kind of get it, but I don't get it. I don't know why you're such a sick individual that you would blast your child all over the internet and then fake threaten a lawsuit that you can't actually do anything, right? Trying to throw your weight, but your weight means nothing to me because if there isn't people who stand up to garbage like you, then what has this world come to? I'm not treating you like anything in this video is absolutely, again, all opinions, just like the last one. I'm not harassing you. I made one video and now this is my response video, and I will be leaving it at that. So you can eat your own words and shut up. You don't have to like me, you don't have to agree with me, but you don't get to take your assumptions and try to determine my child's worth, which I didn't, right? I just said I don't think the child deserves suffering. If that's so bad for you, then maybe you need to get checked up top, right? Spend some of that money on therapy instead of a lawyer, and you might actually get somewhere in life. It'd be crazy, right? This is why I insisted it was important that we speak personally, because this video is so egregiously incorrect that I couldn't even begin to unpack it in the comment section. But didn't you just say in your very first comment that I was educated and informative? So now what? Now what, Kris? Huh? Huh? Excuse me, sir. I would like to discuss how inaccurate your video is, and I asked for your suggestion. I already stated you seem like a smart kid, but this is giving Bundy vibes all day, especially when you add in approval or incitation from the random internet stranger here. Please do better. I don't even care about your treatment of me. I know what this will bring to my life, and I'm okay with that. I'm worried about you thinking it's okay to try to break people down with your false narratives. Now it's fake news. I thought it was informative, but now it's fake news. Obviously, this woman has become delusional, right? Again, I'm not a professional. In my opinion, she has become delusional, right? And she was having a bit of an episode or something along those lines. Again, not a medical professional, but some sort of issue was occurring while she was writing this, and I was the target in this situation, right? I'm worried about you think it's okay to break people down, false narratives. I don't know who Adalia Rose is, nor do I care. So the poor child that was exploited for whatever, you don't care. That's kind of crazy. I'm sorry if you found some correlation with me and this person, but I think, again, your misinformation has led you to the wrong place. You say pull a plug that doesn't exist. You're literally telling me to kill a child because he has a disability. He's not dying. Again, if you want to see the videos You can absolutely take a look at my first video. I'm not going to be showcasing any of her videos here. She doesn't deserve any more clout beyond what she's already gained. She also doesn't deserve that, or her child doesn't deserve to be showcased any farther on the internet. And I only used clips because she's used the clips. I would never have put the child on social media regardless. But here we are. She decided to blast the child, and I talked about it. So there won't be any clips of the child here because his suffering has gone too far as it is. Just because you want to assume that's what's going on, and because I have stated he has a terminal illness, he's had that illness for nearly 5 years now. He's literally a miracle, and he's my miracle. His sisters and his godmothers and his aunties are miracle. His doctor's miracle, and he is quite proud of himself, as he should be. Again, in that first video, we also talked about a commenter who thinks that she might be delusional because the child communicates, but it's basically nothing, right? And then she's like, look, he communicated. And it's like, did he really? And other people have mentioned it before as well. And that's why I actually brought it up. So I think the delusions go a lot deeper than, just the surface level. Before you finish typing about how he's not even there, just please understand that no matter how many times you say that, you're going to look foolish because you're not the one that is talking to him. Taking him to the neurologist in the neurosurgeons and the doctors that have worked with him for the last 5 years. So it would seem as though you really have absolutely no clue what you're talking about. But good on you. Like I mentioned, with the help of our legal system, I will make sure that the treatment does not continue. Have a blessed day. And by your argument of consent, get off the internet. You're not even 18 years old, therefore you cannot consent. You do not legally have the authority to do. So obviously psychobabble content, crazy lunatic lady, right, starts to explode. First of all, I'm a grown man, right? I'm 23 years old. I absolutely can consent, and it's really weird that you're started to go crazy. Forgotten Ones, while I'm not going to state their age, is also of legal majority in their respective country as well. Also, right, like a 13-year-old posting their own TikTok like this is a lot different than a disabled person laying in a bed, unable to, consent, right? Completely different, right? You're not even 18 years old, blah, blah, blah. You have no legal authority to whatever. So as long as you feel it is okay for you to make videos, I think you should look at the hypocrisy of trying to criticize me for including my child and mine. You are a child. If children don't have the right to be on the internet, then this shouldn't even be a problem. You should not even be here. But the argument is moot, as that's why parents like me have to be responsible about what they put out. So you putting out your child's suffering is responsible. It just continues to get worse, right? This lady dug her own grave, and then of course she deleted the comment, right? Absolutely. Why wouldn't she? This looks insane, dude. This is beyond insane, right? You can say whatever you want, but you will absolutely not be able to find a video that I have created with the intent of hurting anyone, because that's not why I create videos. We are merely spreading awareness, and it hurts absolutely no one to turn the camera on to show the life that has already been living. The only thing it does is open up an opportunity for me to not have to go at this alone. I'm so sorry that this bothers you that badly, but this is the beauty of social media and the internet. The beauty of social media and the internet is not to showcase somebody else's suffering. You're not suffering like that child is, and it is just beyond disgusting that you think making money and getting donation gifts on lives and uh, showcasing that poor child's breathing and suffering has anything to do with being on the internet and being great. It's just beyond mind-boggling that somebody is willing to go this far to defend their absolute disgusting degeneracy. And this person thinks that she's a saint, or she's God's gift to this child, or that she's doing something so selfless and whatever for this child, when in my opinion it's completely selfish that she is continuing to showcase the suffering of another human being. It's just beyond disgusting and despicable in my opinion. And then Forgotten One says, we've been attacked for fair use stuff before. We only use fair and honest criticism. Basically saying, look, what we said is opinion, and we've only used your content in a fair and respectful manner, and we are just doing commentary, right? Which is absolutely the case. My commentary, my opinions, anything that is a fact on there to the best of my knowledge. And if something is incorrect, then I will absolutely have no problem making that correction, in a comment or something. If I said something about his illness that might be incorrect, absolutely. Did I say awful things about a terrible human being? Absolutely, I did. Right? This mother, in my opinion, is horrible, hearted, selfish, and diabolical, an absolute real life supervillain. And that's my opinion, and that's my opinion to have. Right? Anybody's legally allowed to have an opinion, and if she can't use her brain, then that's on her, right? But posting that child is evil, in my opinion. And again, that's really the end of that. But at the end of this whole thing, that's a great point. Rather than respond any further, I will just pass this to my attorney so they can deal with the misinformation that you are spewing and the effect it is having on my already difficult life. And then she proceeded to remove all of her comments from my video. And, do I blame her? Absolutely not. When you have a psychotic rant such as that, an absolute doozy of a comment section, I could see why you would go back and delete it, right? I can understand why you would, maybe look back with a clearer head and be like, dang, I kind of went nuts, right? Maybe I should stop trying to belittle a young man on the internet. I don't know. But either way, the comment is gone, but here's all the screenshots as you've seen on screen this whole video. Kris Warnock should probably be investigated and had a mental health assessment done on her. And I think if that child continues to be exploited for content and views and money, then I think the child should be removed from the home, and she can continue to do her life with her other children and the rest of her family in a setting that's going to be safe for that child, because obviously the exploitation of children's is illegal, and the child can't consent, and she's no better than some sort of pervert preying on children. And that's basically been it for this entire video. So if you've made it this far, oh my god, dude, I hope your stomach isn't as sick as mine, and I hope that you can walk away with this information and do what you want with it, right? This video is not going to be monetized. I'm not going to run ads on this video, and I'm not running ads on that video previously either. I don't think it's okay to make money off of talking about the exploitation of children in that regard. There's quite a few videos where I don't run ads because I don't feel it's fair to make money off of somebody's extreme suffering. So with that being said, that's it for this video. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.